Well, good morning. It's 10:47 a.m. here. We're live from Desoto, Missouri for the big train, the big locomotive coming in here today. Ray Halbrook here from Livestream STL Media. Hope everybody is having a wonderful day. We are experiencing a little bit of a internet issue here, so we apologize if we break the stream here. We will actually bring this back to you on the replay. So thank you for being with us here today. We're here for the big pass through here, the Heartland of America tour here in DeSoto, Missouri, where the big boy 4014 will be. They've departed Wednesday, August 28th from Cheyenne, Wyoming, and it's going to travel through Arkansas, Colorado, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, and it's now here in Missouri. Going to go to Nebraska, Oklahoma, and finally end up in Texas. So that's where it will go to rest in Houston. And so we appreciate everybody being on the Facebook Waves today's event. And we'll give you a little shot here. There are a ton of people that are taking a look into just thousands of people along Main Street here in DeSoto. And while I'm here, I'm going to bring in Jim Thomas. Come on in here, Jim. Jim, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Very good to have you on here. And Jim, you kind of helped get Amtrak back here.
That's right.
There will be a depot here eventually. You happen to know when that might happen?
Well, the city has already drawn up the plans. They've hired an engineering firm. We just went to the county meeting on Monday, and they gave us another $500,000 funding.
Great.
So we have a budget of $2 million to build the depot, and now the engineering firm will take over, and they'll get Amtrak and UP and everybody on the same page, and then off we go.
Yeah. So take us through. It took 10 years to get this done.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Tell the folks here about it a little bit.
Sure. We started the project about 10 years ago, and as you can imagine, it's a kind of a logistical nightmare to get Amtrak and UP and the city and the state and the federal government all on the same page. But it's been a lot of back and forth. We were lucky to have the city council back us all the way. They've stayed with it, and we've got a great council now. And a special shout out to Senator Josh Hawley,
yeah,
because he was in Washington. He actually wrote letters to Amtrak and also met with the CEO of Amtrak to help get the station. So shout out to him and all the other folks, our own Representative Cindy Buckeye Courtway, our Senator Lane Gannon, who got the funding through the state. And it's just been a long experience, but now we're finally going to see the end of it, and we're going to have Amtrak service in DeSoto, the #1 train town in the state.
That's the funny thing. We just found out this used to be called Train Town USA.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, I go through here all the time, and you see the railroad tracks all the time. You just kind of take it for granted, hey, they're just here. But man, they've been here for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And with you bringing putting things together for the Amtrak rail to come in and be a stop here, what pushed you to do that?
I think it was, I grew up in DeSoto, and I'm used to hearing the trains, and every night at 9:05 I hear the Amtrak coming through town, and I said, man, wouldn't it be great if we could actually get on?
Yeah.
And so I started researching to see what it would take for the train to stop here, and it's been an interesting process. I've learned more about trains than I ever thought I would know. but DeSoto's been a train town since the 1850s, and we've had, Union Pacific still has a huge operation here, employing hundreds of people, and a lot of folks that are out here today are retired UP folks, and so it's always been a train town, and just having Amtrak stop here is the icing on the cake. Yeah. It's going to be a great thing. We're
reporting from the old Arlington Hotel. It's now the Arlington Event Center here.
Correct.
And the funny thing about this is, if I could pan, I'll pan here eventually in a little bit, but we're on the second floor here, and we are just loaded with cameras, and the Historic Society is down at the other end down there. We may end up having a gentleman talk to us. He was talking my ear off for the last hour, just getting a ton of information and a ton of just historic facts and historic information from the years past that just makes you wonder what we've come from.
Absolutely, and Main Street is hot right now.
Yep.
With the Amtrak station coming, we have new restaurants, new businesses. The city, Main Street here in DeSoto is really booming, and we're looking forward to the big boy because he doesn't come through very often.
Right.
And you know, back in the 40s when the big boy was built, DeSoto had a train station with 10, 12 trains a day going north and south.
Wow.
So getting passenger service back for the first time in more than 50 years is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jim, we appreciate the time.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for continuing the 10-year process to come to pass here to get Amtrak there. And you know, good luck with getting it built. And do you happen to know when it might end up being completed?
Well, you know,
you just got the money for it. But, you know.
Every time I make an estimate, it always ends up being longer.
Okay.
But I think if we can get the plans done, and then the city council will actually approve the design, next year sometime they should start breaking ground.
Awesome.
I probably just jinxed it, but but I think so. We were lucky in that UP had picked out a spot where the depot would work for them, so we don't have to do a lot of finding a site or anything like that. So that's all been done. It's just a matter of the lawyers and the train schedulers and everybody else getting together to do it. So
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you again. Appreciate the time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
you.
I'll take that. I'll take that from you. We're going to bring in Cindy Buckeye-Courtway, our state representative. We pop in here, and here comes Cindy, and I'm like, here she is. I'm going to let you hold that about right there. It's fine. You know, you've been a busy bee the last couple, 3 weeks here, especially. But how awesome is it to be out here to see thousands of people just lined up and down Main Street here for a train?
This is truly amazing. It really is. You know, when you look and you see everyone behind us, it's great. This is community, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and you've been kind of instrumental seeing some of this come to pass as well. We just got done talking to Jim Thomas, but take us through what you might have been had your hand in with all this.
Sure. Actually, a couple of years ago when we were redistricted, I was able to get all of DeSoto in my district, which was amazing.
Great.
And that's when I met Jim, and he came to me and he said, "Hey, we would really love to get this depot at DeSoto, you know." And I know DeSoto's always been a train town.
Yeah.
And so I asked him, "What do you need? You tell me what you need." And we need $1 million, right?
Right.
And so as a state representative, I said, "Oh, wow, that's a huge chunk of change,
Sure,
but
sure.
boy, I'm willing to ask for it."
Right.
So, you know, I went to our budget chair and said, "Hey, you tell me what all we need for this."
Right.
Got that information, went back to Jim and said, "Hey, let's talk with the city. Let's get this ball rolling."
Yeah.
And in those 2 short years, we were able to get everything we needed. We got the permission from Amtrak that they would make a stop here. And then we also had to get with MoDOT to make sure that they were okay with us stopping on the UP lines.
Sure.
So it's a whole big mix of everybody. So we got the $1 million, and the city was going to put up $500,000. Well, the match is a 50-50 match, and so if we only have $500,000 from the city, then we can only pull $500,000 from the state. So a few of us went to the county executive and said, "Hey, we'd really like to get a match from the county."
Yeah.
And so we were blessed this week on Monday night. The county did approve that. The county council approved the $500,000 to match with the city's $500,000, so we can get the full $1 million. So it's been great.
Excellent. It takes a process.
It does. And what's really cool is it's local, state, federal, county, city, everyone working together.
Everybody jumped on board.
Cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. What else is going on with City Buckeye-Courtway these days?
We're wrapping things up. You know, the legislation, yesterday we had veto session. It's the last official duty of this term.
Okay.
And so this afternoon we have a press conference for the Herculaneum Port. We have some big announcements coming there.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's at 2 o'clock at the Herculaneum Firehouse if you'd like to attend. We got some big announcements coming. As Transportation Infrastructure Chair in the House, it has been so humbling and so amazing to help bring some of these projects to Jefferson County.
Excellent. Well, I mean, we had a little bit of a conversation pre-game here, if you will.
Yes.
Talked a lot about the, just things in general, but you have a big heart for transportation.
Absolutely.
Tell us a lot about that.
Absolutely. So, Becky Ruth, former representative, she was the chair of the Transportation Committee in the House my first term in. And I asked for that committee, and I was blessed to be put on that committee. And Becky and I had a lot of conversations. You know, transportation, it's so key to get anywhere and everywhere. You know, in Missouri, we're certainly not the 7th largest state, but we have the 7th largest infrastructure, road infrastructure. And so we're constantly having to fix something. And so, you know, but we don't just need to use the interstates. We also have rail, and we have the ports. And so there's a whole lot in there, and it's great. You know, my husband and I, we traveled recently to Milwaukee, and we rode the Amtrak.
Yeah.
I wanted that experience
Yes.
since, you know,
Love
we're getting the
Amtrak.
depot here.
Yeah.
I wanted that experience, and it was so cool to just get on the train and not have to worry about anything. You know, they did all the driving for us.
Right.
We got there, we were rested, we slept. We got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and hopped on the train, you know, so we got to sleep on the train. It was an amazing experience, and I can't wait until that's brought here to DeSoto, so we can do that from here.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so much for popping in here.
Absolutely.
We weren't expecting, you know, the state representative to show up, but hey, we're glad you did. And
always got to show up for my community.
yeah, we appreciate your service too.
Thank you.
Big
Thank
time,
you very
big time.
much.
Thank you.
It's been the honor of a lifetime.
Absolutely, absolutely. Cindy Buckeye Courtway, thank you. I'll take that from you. Shake your hand. Have a great time here. We're just a couple of minutes away from the Big Boy 4014 actually making its entrance in here. But before I get going here, I want to actually just kind of jump right here. And I'm going to grab the mic or the camera, and I'm going to pan here and let everybody know about how many people we've got here. We loosen it up here a little bit. So there are people up and down the entire Main Street. Main Street is actually across the way from us here, and so there's a ton of people here as we speak, and we're gonna jump right back here. We got people up here on top as well. This is a Media Row. There's a ton of people up here checking things out. As we await Big Boy 4014 to pop here, it is right now 10:59. And again, if you have not been out here before to check this out, you got about 1 minute to get here, and I doubt if you're going to make it. So we're glad to bring this in to you at this point. And again, do us a favor, like and share the page so your friends and family will be able to see what is going on here. Oh, I hear a little something. I hear a little something. I believe we heard one whistle blow. Thought we were going to be able to see it. While I'm sitting here, I'm going to pull out my phone here and say hello to some folks on Facebook, hopefully. And we're back over here. Hello to our great friends out on Facebook. We're having some problems. There it is, coming up right now as we speak. it looks like we're having some problems with our Facebook page here, so I promise we will have this on the replay as soon as this is over. Having a little bit of an internet issue here. But as we're waiting, I will bring things back here real quick and hopefully, oh yay. There we go. The power of technology. There we go. Some facts on Big Boy 4014. The plan from this particular location, it will be going to Arcadia Valley, but then it'll also be going out to Poplar Bluff. So we'll see that as well. It's going to be making its way through, it's just made its way through Kimmswick, plenty of other places as well before it came here. Took the right turn at Peevely and making its way to DeSoto here. There are 25 Big Boys built exclusively for the Union Pacific Railroad, the first of which was delivered in 1941. So these have been around for a little while. The locomotives were 132 feet long and weighed 1.2 million pounds. That's right, 1.2 million pounds. Because of their great length, the frames of the Big Boys were hinged or articulated to allow them to negotiate curves. They also had a 4-8-8 four-wheel arrangement. If you're a locomotive person, you know what that means there. 4 in the front, 8 in the middle, 8 in the middle, 4 in the back, which meant they had 4 wheels leading the set of pilot wheels, which guided the engine, 8 drivers, another set of 8 drivers and 4 wheels following, which supported the rear of the locomotive. The massive engines normally operated between Utah and Cheyenne, Wyoming. There are 7 Big Boy trains in public display in various cities around the country. Did you know that one of them is actually here at the Museum of Transportation in St. Louis? Others are in Dallas, Texas, Omaha, Nebraska, Denver, Colorado, Scranton, Pennsylvania, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Cheyenne, Wyoming. And if you're interested in some of the other stats on the train itself, these are some interesting stats here. The water capacity of this particular train is 25,000 gallons. It takes 25,000 gallons of water to keep that thing going. It also takes 56,000 pounds of coal to run the Big Boy 4014. That is a lot of coal. So you know why we need coal here. And again, we are still kind of waiting along the sideways here for the train to show up. Must be a little bit late. So again, we say hello and make sure you share this if you jumped on just now. We'd appreciate that. I do know that we do have the mayor of DeSoto that is on the train as well, that will be hopefully joining us. We're hoping to get her. That is Mayor Autumn Blanchard from DeSoto. Again, as we wait for the train to show up here, thanks for being with us, and apologize for some of the technical issues, but we will have this back up here on Facebook and YouTube and X and the live stream stl.tv website as well on the replay. My apologies, I just realized we had music on the entire time here, so we've got that off. And again, thank you so much for being with us here on Livestream STL. Ray Halbrook here from Livestream STL Media. If you haven't checked us out, we'd love to have you on board. We do a ton of local, mainly sports here, but we do a lot of community work here as well. So if you haven't checked us out on livestreamstl.tv on our website, if you're on Roku right now, we appreciate you being on there as well. Livestream STL, the Roku app. If you haven't done that, download that and you'll be able to download and see all of the games that we cover. We'll have plenty of sports going on this weekend. We've got a triple header football. We'll be over at Herculaneum. We'll be over at Eureka. And then we are also over at Windsor tonight, or Friday night, 6:45 for our pregame. So shameless plug.
We've done a bunch of fundraisers down here at the Arlington for the crisis. Pet rescue down here. And we have like art shows, bike shows, and stuff down here.
Oh, I see a smokestack coming. I see a smokestack. I think we've got a train on board here. Here it comes. We are hoping to have the mayor do a little photo op before, or as they get off, and then she should be up. Autumn Blanchard, here he comes, the big boy, 4014, folks. Got the Missouri state flag on it. How about that? One massive train. Again, if you missed out on some of the statistics, there's 14 wheels on this thing. It takes 25,000 gallons of water to run this, and also 56,000 pounds of coal. That is a lot of coal. Some other shots of some of the other coal, or the trucks, cars here. Now we're starting to see people jump up here and get some pictures and go around. looking at people, that gives you kind of an idea of how big this locomotive is. The locomotive is here. People are taking a look. And boy, oh boy, they are flocking to the front of that train. Wonderful folks over at Union Pacific Railroad. They're getting things set up here for, I would imagine, folks to be able to get off, and dignitaries. I know the Desoto mayor will be one of those. I'm hearing Todd Mann is on the train as well. Autumn Blanchard, our Desoto mayor. Hopefully we'll have her soon here once she's able to get off, and I believe she has a proclamation as well that she's going to read for us. Again, thank you for being with us. We apologize for some of the technical issues on some of our outlets here. Getting another shot of the other cars. Again, don't forget, the Amtrak will be having a depot here eventually. Just found out that there's been some approval on being able to build a depot here in DeSoto. So Amtrak, you will have a stop here in DeSoto, Missouri. still working out some of the blocks to block everything down with all those huge wheels. There's at least 10 people out there trying to make sure everything's safe and secure, because that would be a massive accident if there was something to go wrong there. So kudos to our Union Pacific Railroad crew. Right there.
Okay. I see I got some real good pictures.
Good. I'm glad you got some real good pictures there. I'm going to have you on here in just a second. We got to bring our camera back into the right spot.
So this mic that I have is on.
Oh, it's fine. You're going to hold this mic right here. And I'm remembering who I have here.
My name is B.T. Henderson.
Right there. Be great. B.T. Henderson. He is a retired DeSoto car shop Union Pacific worker. I've been talking to this gentleman for probably 30 minutes today. And you want to talk about information about the Union Pacific Railroad, this is your guy. So I'm going to give you a few minutes here to just talk about what you want to talk about. What do these people need to know about the Union Pacific Railroad, and what do they need to know about these cars?
This railroad steam locomotive that's behind us right now that just come through Desoto, put Desoto on the map. Desoto used to be called Train Town, USA.
Yep.
And this town was always a train repair facility. And down through the years, they did all gamuts of railroad car repair. My father came to work down here at the railroad in 1922, and he worked for 47 years at DeSoto Car Shop. I came to work for the railroad in 1966, and I also retired from the railroad company. We were first the Missouri Pacific Railroad, and then in 1981, the Union Pacific Railroad took control and merged with the Union Pacific Railroad, becoming one of the largest railroads in the US of A. And the US of A railroads had a very, very large obstacle. And this big steam locomotive that we have outside today is called Big Boy, and it has a lot of power. And that train was designed to go from Promontory Point and go west in over the Rocky Mountains, and they hauled thousands of tons of freight westward into Washington State, into Oregon, into California, and they were able to conquer all the tall peaks of the Rocky Mountains. And they hauled a lot of loads, but as we studied the history, we found that the Union Pacific Railroad hauled more freight eastward into the Middle Eastern states and into the East Coast. They hauled a lot of commodities that came from Washington and Oregon and California. They shipped them, and the larger loads that were hauled across the Rocky Mountains came from the west to the east. Kind of ironic, but that's the history of it.
Yeah.
And this historic railroad has got to relive. The Big Boy came through Train Town, US of A, DeSoto, Missouri today. So it was just a very, very happy historical time. Lining the streets of Main Street in DeSoto is probably the whole total populace of the city of DeSoto. I've seen more people that worked for the railroad and worked their careers and worked with me at the railroad today. And I've seen more of them than I've seen in 20, 30 years. And it's just been a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm standing on the balcony of the Arlington Hotel, which was here during the Civil War. This is a very, very important period of our time. My wife and I, Francine Henderson and myself, both belong to the DeSoto Historical Society, and we have a building place, and we are located at 4th and Boyd on the 2nd floor. And our museum has a lot of railroad history and a lot of DeSoto history, a lot of military history, a lot of school history. And I'd like to invite everyone that sees or hears this video, I'd like to invite you to come to the DeSoto Historical Society. Right now our hours of operation are Thursday from 10 till 2 and Saturday from 10 until 1. But we can make an interview and a time for you to see the museum by appointment if you just call.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is what I got to say about the history of DeSoto. It's a wonderful, wonderful train town. It's where I was born and raised. I graduated high school here.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Hey, how many years were you at the railroad station? At
34
Union
years
Pacific?
was my railroad
34.
service at the railroad.
Wow. Totally retired?
I'm totally retired.
If they called you back, would you go back?
Oh yes, I would. I love my railroad career. But since I became a member of the Historical Society, I learned more about railroads than I thought that I knew in my railroad career. Isn't it amazing? So anyway, there's lots to be had, lots to be known. But DeSoto is a historical railroad town.
Excellent, excellent. You did good.
Thank you.
You did good. I told you we'd get you on here.
Thank you.
Historical Society. People like this right here, no doubt about it, are what makes a night and a day like today so special, because being able to, just hear the history and know that you've picked up just a huge nugget of history, especially here in DeSoto, that's huge. So we're going to jump right back over here to the train one more time. And it looks like they've got some of this secured at this point. A lot of folks have flocked to the actual locomotive part of the train here. Shot of the front of the locomotive there. You start seeing some people jumping off there. Hopefully that will be Mayor of Desoto. Well, it looks like we are not going to get an interview with the mayor, because the mayor is heading to the next destination down in Arcadia Valley. But we are going to see the 4014 Big Boy make its departure right now. And she's off. Farewell, Big Boy 4014. There she goes. turn things back over here real quick. Oh my goodness. It's hard to do this by yourself. There we go. Well, you saw the 4014 big boy make its way out of here, and we're going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for being a part of this today. Big event here. Thousands of people here. You hear the big boy in the background here making its departure. We want to thank everybody tuning in. We want to thank the DeSoto Chamber of Commerce for allowing us to come out to cover this, and we hope that the replay is just as good as the real thing here. So for Ray Halbrook, all of us here at Livestream STL, thank you so much for being a part of this on Livestream STL. We'll see you down the road.